Welcome, ladies and gentlemen around the world. This is a global hangout. I know that sounds kind of funny, but we're bringing you a live recording using the Hangout Google Plus Hangout and using YouTube to broadcast it. So this is a real live example of how fantastic this product is. And you're going to, again, those of you that decide to be customers and use the product, and some of you will decide to be affiliates also. This is some of the content and material you're going to enjoy from some of the people you've seen on the news link on the website. You've seen on the news some bios there, and this is the first look at those people as we get going. Now you see kind of a one of us a little bigger than the other one on the screen, and Troy Curl, which we'll be interviewing here in a little bit, is controlling that. But this is really the product side of the business because that's where everything starts. You want to have a strong, big company. You start off with a great product, and that's what we have here. We are teaching and training people how to have really a face-to-face social network that's valuable to them. I like to call it being able to bank their social capital. You know, the hours and hours that people spend during the week on places like Facebook and Twitter. I'm just really enjoying this Google Plus platform because I'm able to see people face to face. My name is Bruce Bice. I'm a part of the global affiliate team for the company. Actually, helped write the paid plan, helped organize the company. And it's my privilege to be with you today or tonight, whenever you're watching this, to interview some real business leaders, some best-selling authors, and special thanks to Jack St. Arnaud, Mike Demetro, who have really helped blaze the trail early. You have information that's went around the globe. Some of you that are watching this have probably been contacted 3, 4, 5 times already, and that means you're a leader. But that tells you that information really travels fast when we're using technology. So what I want to go to right now is I want to start with a gentleman named Dan Taggart. And Dan, I actually met you through this platform. I know you've been a long-time friend of Troy Curl's, but Dan, you have just a stellar business career. I love learning from people like you. Had a Inc. 500 fastest growing company early in your business career, and then you've been a part of Ancestry.com. That's the largest subscription-based site on the internet. Recently sold for well over $1 billion, and so I know you've had some business experiences. You know, what do you see in Global Hangout, and why did you decide to join the team and help us with the affiliate side of our business?
Bruce, thank you. That was a very generous introduction. Let me just start by saying that you know, Google Plus has been around now for quite some time. It's not anything completely new, and in fact, I was invited by my former partner in Ancestry to join Google Plus, and I actually declined the first few times that he asked me to get on with them. And the reason was I thought I'm already part of 2 social networks, Facebook and LinkedIn, which in both of those cases I haven't been that happy with how those had the benefits those had provided for me. It didn't seem to deliver the kind of results that I had hoped for. And so I really didn't think there was a compelling reason to get involved in yet another social network. And so I just didn't act upon it at that time. But when I'm looking at businesses, there are 2 things that I always look at, whether it was with Ancestry.com or my company before that, Infobases. One is you want to find a model that's a disruptive model, something that breaks the current paradigm. And 2, you want to provide an irresistible value. Those are my 2 rules of thumb in developing any business, especially if I want to have something that's going to be big. Those 2 factors have to be in place. So when Troy called me, the reason I decided to give this a second look was because, first of all, Troy and I have got a little bit of background, and Troy knows kind of how I think. We've worked very closely together. Troy's brilliant in his ability to see markets, to see trends developing, to be in on the cutting edge. He was the vice president of marketing in a company where I was the chief operating officer, and he and I worked untold hours together And so I know how Troy thinks. I know what he's capable of. And so when he told me that he felt that this was going to be a very, very big play, I decided, okay, I'm going to take a look at it. And I'm glad I did, because as he introduced me to you and to Les and others, I got the vision of what was happening. And here's the key difference between what I've seen and experienced with Facebook and LinkedIn, which, you know, tout themselves as a social networking experience. If you ever use Facebook, you know that it's more of a contest of how many friends can I get, and you know, you get these people out there that, you know, have 5,000 or 10,000 or however many thousands of friends. Well, are they real friends? Absolutely not. It's really just used for marketing, maybe, or even something less important than that. It's the ego trip, and they're really not real friends. In fact, a lot of the profiles aren't even real profiles. They're fake. People don't have to be real on Facebook because you never actually see them. And that's the key difference and the paradigm shift, or the disruptive model that I see with Global Hangout. That is, this provides a real social experience. I can sit and talk to you face to face like we're doing right now. I can see your expression. I see you smiling right now. You get it. You're nodding your head. That's real communication. And it's really a social experience. Not only that, but I can have Troy on here. Say hi, Troy. He's moving around. But there's Les and Troy and others. I can have dozens of people involved in a very interactive and very intimate kind of social networking experience. That's where I see this as being completely different than what people have experienced before, and therefore it meets criteria number one. It's a disruptive model. Well, number two, is it an irresistible value? And I'd have to say absolutely yes. I can't tell you how much I have paid over the years for technology not even half as good as this in order to have teleconference calls with just one person on the other end, not you know, to even including 5 or 10 other people on the other end, all sharing the same experience. That would cost me hundreds and hundreds of dollars to have that kind of a service. And here with Google Hangout, that's actually provided absolutely free. So to get training and help and assistance in an organization that depends on a social experience like direct sales, you cannot place a value on this kind of experience. That's where I see this being a huge play.
Well, Dan, I appreciate it. I know you're there with your family in Utah. A little snow probably right now, but thanks for joining us. We wanted to introduce you because, you know, over the next few weeks and months, you're going to be introducing a lot of technology ideas and new things coming down the pipeline, new companies and other things that you're going to help us interview the people that are involved with those and bring unique content and unique applications that directly will help build what Global Hangout's doing. So thank you very much, Dan, for your time, and welcome aboard. We look forward to interviewing you down the road and actually getting into the Ancestry.com story that I find fascinating. And so
I would love to share more about that with you. I'm sure we will. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yes.
And the great thing about this, Bruce, is that we can get on anytime we want to and have these conversations.
Absolutely.
We can share all kinds of information and history and experience with each other in a real format that lends itself to this in just a super way.
Absolutely. And you know what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go to Troy Curl. You brought Troy up a little bit earlier. I know Troy and you have worked together like we were talking about in a past company. And Troy, I want you to tell just the components of the product, how the product, the different benefits of the product for $99 one time, how that works with Global Hangout.
Well, thanks, Bruce. When I first saw this technology, Bruce was the first person that I called actually and said, "Oh my gosh, have you ever seen Google Hangouts?" And he's like, "No, what is that?" And the first question I got from most of the people in the beginning is, "Well, how is that different than Skype?" And when you realize that you can have you plus 9 other people, so up to 10 people in a global hangout, as well as broadcasting that on your YouTube channel like we're doing now, and having that record automatically, those two differences, broadcasting live and recording on your YouTube channel automatically in HD, that is the big difference from Skype. And the quality I noticed was amazing. I'm up here in beautiful British Columbia right now. I can be talking to anybody anywhere in the world, and I've used these Hangouts to talk to people in Japan, to talk to people in Thailand, to talk to people in Russia. And it feels like, just like Dan had mentioned, it feels like you're in the same room with these people and you're actually having a social interaction, social conversation, and people can see your face. That's one of the things that I always hated about email messages and text messages, is that it does not communicate emotion. You don't get the facial expressions. And I always had this dream as I've built my network marketing or direct sales organizations across the world. I've put hundreds of thousands of miles on airplanes. I've put thousands and thousands of miles on cars to go to cities and hotel ballrooms and do a meeting. Well, my dream, because I'm a technology guy, would be to not ever have to leave my house and be able to interact, because it is a people business, and the people are very important, and it's important to get together once, maybe twice a year. But taking out that expense out of my business is going to change my business forever. And that's really where the vision came. But then as I dug in to the product, as I dug into what does Google really have to offer, it is so much more than Hangouts. Google has online applications. You don't never have to buy software again from large corporations that you have to upgrade all the time, because now for free online I can do word processing, I can do spreadsheets, I can do PowerPoints, I can use photographic manipulation software all online, and even drawing software now. So we're going to teach you how to use those things and never have to upgrade or get software again, and then be able to access those documents from anywhere in the world and work on those documents with your colleagues at the same time while you're hanging out like this, looking at them face to face. So that's another benefit. Google also has a product called Google Voice. Google Voice is going to change telephony forever, in my opinion. They also own Android. So all of these technologies work on your smartphones and your tablets now. And the more you get into it, the more I got into it as I'm doing these training videos for everybody, the more I realized that Google can become your entire communication hub, from email to texts to video conferencing to broadcasts. So we're going to teach you, and we're going on an ongoing basis through this service. And again, Dan said it correctly, giving the right value for your dollar. I can't think of a better way for you to spend $100, because what is your time worth? We've gone to the trouble of collecting all of the information and putting it in one place to make you more efficient on the internet, and that's really what excites me. That's really what's going to be great about this. It's very important that you understand that the Hangout architecture allows you to create custom applications that run within that framework. So we're going to be able to add things that only our subscribers will have access to. And we have a couple on the drawing board that I wish I could tell you about, but then we let the cat out of the bag. But there's some really cool things that we've come up with that will even make your presentations look more professional and just give you that little edge of being able to reach your audience. And so I'm really excited about those custom applications.
I'm going to go to Les Hewitt, and Les is the author of a best-selling, actually a group of books now. I don't want to call it a series, maybe he will, but it's called The Power of Focus. And Les, I got one of those years and years ago. You sent me a very kind note and gave me one of those books. I know that you co-wrote and written some books with huge best-selling authors, probably I don't know, hundreds of millions of books. And so Les, we have grown to appreciate what your training is, what you teach. You're really a business coach extraordinaire, and we're extremely privileged. I know you've been a friend of Jack St. Ernod's for a long time, one of our founders. And welcome aboard, and we're so glad to have you as part of bringing the content to Global Hangout on an ongoing basis. I know you got some exciting plans from causes and other things that we're going to exciting mission statements, other things that we're gonna have a lot of fun learning from somebody like yourself, and our affiliates and our customers can actually leverage some of those ideas to build their brands, to build their exposure in this face-to-face social network, and that's what I like to call it. So, Les, I'm going to turn it over to you right now and let you just talk a little bit about, or as long as you want, about what you see here and what you're providing for Global Hangout, and we're so excited to have you on board.
Well, thanks a lot, Bruce. And you know, one of the things that got my attention right away with Global Hangout was the name. It's global. And you know, I think for me, the opportunity to influence potentially millions of people all over the world and help them improve their lives professionally, personally, financially, and lots of other ways is tremendously exciting for me. And the other thing is the timing here is perfect. You know, this is cutting edge technology and it will only improve as we go along. And, you know, I've always been in business, you know, I've been in business over 30 years with my own company, but I always look at windows of opportunity, and I've seen so many people miss an opportunity, and I've missed several, you know, over my career. And I think there's a small window for big opportunities like this. And, you know, the timing is right, that the technology is here, and the opportunity to spread that around the world, make it truly global is very exciting. So the other thing that I like about the affiliate program is it's simple. And, you know, I think people are looking how to simplify their lives these days. And, you know, lives are complicated, stressful, all sorts of anguish going on with people. And I've got lots of clients who are experiencing that. So to have something very, very simple and a $99, you know, tag on it is, you know, ridiculous. You can even write that off as a business investment or, you know, as an expense. But what I look forward to as far as the power of focus goes, and yeah, I'll give you a quick little background here. I was born and raised in a very peaceful little place in Northern Ireland. It was called Belfast, and when I left, it wasn't peaceful. The troubles were at their peak. It was a war zone. It was a good place to get out of. I came to Canada, been here ever since. And, you know, for me, what I see, particularly working with businesses and entrepreneurs, is why people don't hit what they're capable of, what their potential is really simply a lack of focus. And we've done years of research on this. And I was very privileged when the book first came out, The Power of Focus, which, you know, Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen are my friends, are my co-authors. And by the way, they've sold over 500 million Chicken Soup for the Soul books. And just to put that into context, the Harry Potter series, the entire 7 series, is at about 450 million. So that just puts it, you know, into real perspective for you. But what I'm excited about doing, and I've done this for years, is coaching people, bringing our content from the power of focus. And there's 4 big areas there. One is clarity. I find people are nowhere near as clear as they need to be in a very competitive business world. The other thing, of course, is priorities, and that's the big breakdown I see. People are distracted, they're interrupted, they have a very short attention span. We've got lots of practical proven strategies that will show them how to become super focused. And again, this applies into your family and personal life as well. And the other thing is relationships, another fundamental. In business, of course, relationships are absolutely key. And I endorse what Troy has been saying, not to have to travel halfway around the world sometimes with all that expense, or even 2 hours to go to a meeting, when you can get on a Hangout, and I think it's wonderful. You know, what I see here is particularly for the small business person, the entrepreneur, and they are the backbone of any business in any country. You know, but what I see, if you want to present and do a demonstration of your product or service, it's like having your own home shopping channel exclusively, because, you know, you can share whatever that is. You can have up to the 9 people, of course, live. Those could be testimonials from great customers. Those could be prospects, obviously, that you're demonstrating what your product and service is, and you don't have to go anywhere. Yeah. So I think there's a huge benefit there. So relationships are a really big deal. The 4th fundamental, as I call it, are creating successful habits. That was life-changing for me. And when you change a few habits, everything changes, your results change, your income can change, your health changes, you can apply it to anything. And I was very privileged, Bruce, to have a fantastic mentor. When I left school in Ireland, I didn't have a clue what I wanted to do. I didn't know anything about goals or what direction I was supposed to go in. came over to Canada, was very, very fortunate to come into contact with Jim Rohn. And many of the people listening in here will probably know of Mr. Rohn. Sadly passed away a couple of years ago. But he gave me direction. He taught me how to set goals. He showed me what my strengths were. He showed me what my direction was. And, you know, those are the things that we're going to be putting into this program with Global Hangout. I'm very, very excited about it. We've got over 50 modules of personal growth. And personal growth is what changes people's lives. And the other thing here, it's not just a business environment. This will apply and absolutely help and sometimes transform people's personal lives.
Yeah.
That's their family situations. And to me, that is a really big deal. And let me just leave you with a fast tip here. You know, for those business people that are checking in, they're not focused as much as they could be. One of the worst things you can do is plan your day. And I'm not going to go into detail about this. Design your week instead. That is so much of a difference. You'll be so much more productive, and you'll get far better results. So I'm looking forward to sharing a lot of these things that we've been developing, and very excited to be on the team.
All right. Thank you very much, Les. You know, I was thinking as Les was talking, really what this is about. I mean, you know, I have kind of joked. You're kind of looking across. Of course, Troy is the young pup in the group here, but the point is that as you're looking at us, you know, this is the social network. Dan, you said it well. It's for us. It's for us. You know, I have I'm on Facebook. I've you know, once in a while I'll go to Twitter for a week or something. But the point is, I like this. I want to build a monster circle for me, and I know we all do. I mean, unless, you know, it doesn't hurt somebody else for you to have a large circle that, you know, is a power of focus circle.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're really after. We're after building the largest circle within Google called Global Hangout. I mean, Google Plus, and I mean that. You know, we're not Google. We're not, you know, we're not a partner of Google. We're an independent company that is showing people how to take this magnificent technology and use it effectively to build their own brand, their own distribution channel. You're going to be able to showcase whatever opportunity that you choose to promote. You're going to be able to showcase that. Now, you know, Les referred earlier to how simple the pay plan is, and Mike DeMetro, a lot of you have seen the 3-minute or the 10-minute video clip that he's created, and just quickly have gained momentum around the world. And why is that? Well, it's real simple. When you get excited about something and then you show somebody instead of trying to sell somebody, you know, that's when things really happen. And this is so driven by using the technology, and that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to get a friendly hangout out here and say, look, you know, don't even the $99 one time, and you can choose to be a customer. You don't have to be an affiliate. The affiliate option is there when you log into your back office, and we actually call it our online training center is what we call it. You can decide when you log in to click a little terms and condition agreement there, and you're an affiliate. That's just that simple. And then when you show a couple of people to do what you're doing, you're qualified in the plan. Just real simple, easy steps, as Les is saying. So you know what we really want to do is help you be better at what you're already doing. That's what we want to do. We want to do that, and people like Les, just that little tidbit. I know there's people going to wonder, well, what is that all about? And I agree with you. Years ago, I had a great mentor that gave me some of that. He said, you know what, Bruce, I've taught people for years and years and years. Look at where you want to be at the end of life, then come back to where you're at, and you know, build from up there back to here. And so that week idea, I'm sure you're going to teach us that. I love that concept because you know, today fits into a much bigger plan, and I love that. So thank you, gentlemen, for being a part of this. We wanted to get everybody saying, boy, we're over on the news button and we're looking at this, and you know, who are those guys? We haven't seen them. So thank you for being a part of this, and I know we'll be having a hangout with Jack and Mike on the pay plan and going through some of that here very, very soon. So thanks, everyone.